We often say here on the show about the latest killjoys that are around, and it really is annoying, isn't it? Because in the woke world that we now live in, if it's fun, people want to kill it off, whether it's comedy, films, Disney, you name it, they just drop sort of sourness over everything, don't they? And you kind of think when these people wake up and they believe, whether they, want you to believe it or not, that the world is ending and all of this sort of stuff, you're thinking, well, have a lighten up, have a little bit of fun. And certain things that really just bring joy to many people of any age really are things like this, traditions that we've had over here in the United Kingdom for years, and I'm sure it's the same in your part of the world, particularly when you go on your summer holidays and you've got young children, and the thing that really isn't that expensive because you can just stand and stare at them and then pat them and all that sort of stuff are the brilliant donkeys, the seaside donkeys. I remember seeing them as a child for the very first time on a beach in Blackpool and thinking, wow, because sometimes, let's be honest, it's the first time you've ever seen an animal that up close. And they're always very well looked after because they have to be, they're working as it were, and they're representing the borough, the seaside town, all of that sort of stuff. Now, as we pointed out before, I find this incredible when you think, because children just love donkeys, don't they? There's the thing about their very first ride, they go so slow, but as a kid, you're like clinging on and thinking, it's like red rum dashing off, and you think, don't leave me, Now, over in the beautiful seaside resort of Great Yarmouth on the Norfolk coast, well, after 135 years, some killjoys are now debating as to whether they should continue with the seaside donkeys. If you look at the councils, you look at the lineup of the sour faces, you get the picture. It's always about money though, if they could privatise it and give it off and let somebody else take it. But of course these things normally are run under the borough council, as they used to be called. So right now, if you are in that beautiful area, as I say, I love that particular coastline of Great Yarmouth in Norfolk, do cherish the moment that you have those donkeys, because these people are truly pushing hard. And as I said, it's a funny thing, isn't it? When you were at school, if you were lucky enough and they took you on a school trip, you went, say, to the zoo, and it's probably the first time you got that close. And of course there were certain animals you didn't like, but there were many you did. The donkeys are just lovely, friendly, easygoing animals, aren't they? If you could adopt one, you genuinely would. I think everybody loves the donkeys, and I think this will be a huge mistake in the popular seaside resort of Great Yarmouth if you dismiss them. Now, I wonder if the donkeys will go on strike, and if they did, would you support them? I certainly would. I'd love to know what you think to this particular story, as ever, in the comments below. And as ever, please be respectful. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.